There's a quote on the website explaining the album, I believe, which says that it should make you want to beat up on someone or vice versa. Can you explain that?
There was a sarcastic comment when someone from a magazine asked me, you know, how do I feel after finishing the record?
Right.
And I said, when I listen to it, it makes me feel like beating someone up or beating myself up. And I think that's a proper way of describing the fact that all of that anger and rage I had in me really can be heard on the record. And, you know, obviously sarcastically I said that. And, I think that music is intended to be a place where people can really let their emotions out. That's what prevents them from doing it in reality.
You kind of clarified that anyway and made it clear that it was intended as a kind of joke. And you said if you didn't feel like that you could ask for a refund.
Yeah.
Speaking sort of more specifically about the album, there's the title track, I believe, contains the line, "I wish that I could be the king." Is that correct? What, the king of what exactly?
Well, it's more of a symbolic term, in the sense that wanting to have power, wanting to be the person that people accept. And the record, that song in particular, sort of starts out with all of the rage and revolution and desire to change the world, and that song really represents the sadness and dissatisfaction with not succeeding in that. There's a line about having no future, and that line appears later in the Death Song, but from a different point of view. It's more of a giving up, fuck everything, we have no future, there's no point to it all. So there's a real arc on the record of trying very hard to change the world and realizing you can only change yourself. And the end of the album kind of poses that question with Count to Six and Die, which is the sound of sort of the end of whatever it is that you might see it as, the end of the world, the end of yourself. I like to look at it as the Wheel of Fortune, because I reinterpreted the tarot and the symbolism in it so often, and the Wheel of Fortune in this case was a revolver of Russian roulette. And at the end of the album, you know, you hear that, and you never hear the final shot, because it's really about the question of breaking that cycle, you know, making a change. Not, you know, it has a bit of optimism despite how nihilistic it comes off at times.
You mentioned this earlier on, but we probably should go over it. Disposable Teens, which is coming out as a single, has been speculated in the UK press, I imagine the US press as well, as being inspired by Gary Glitter. Can you just clarify that?
I'm not real sure where that came from. Someone, a journalist, had commented to me that they thought that it had a reminiscent chant, much like a Gary Glitter song. And you know, the stomping swing beat that I've sort of made a bit of a Marilyn Manson trademark, you know, comes from glam rock, and Disposable Teens has that sort of feel. And I made just a sarcastic comment about maybe it was the fact that the word teens was something that he could relate to because of his running with the law and teens.
When are the film and the book actually due?
Well, the film, you know, I'm not sure if it's something that I will do. It'll be something that happens on my terms. Right. Recently, I've been talking and considering making it into an animated feature, because the character in the story is, you know, based as a metaphor on me, but it's a quite young character. It's not something that I think I would any longer really want to portray as an actor. But the book will be out at the beginning of the year.
Right.
Well, it's also called Hollywood.
If the film were to actually be made, what certificate would it have? What rating?
It would have to be unrated, and that was, one of the greatest problems, because it was such an. When people read the book, they'll see it's a very elaborate and imaginative world that I sort of created. So the budget, I'm sure, would be sort of excessive, and movie companies aren't really willing to spend that much money on something that would be unrated, because it wouldn't be shown in America. It would probably be banned or limited to just small places. So, I want to make it something that I'm proud of, so I'm going to wait until I can do it on my terms.
Right.